we have anything out here that's worth investigating? There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Windibanks. I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home. Or Iris. She's very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more. None of this is your fault, Runo. So please don't apologize. Bye. It's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them. Yes, you're right. We can try at least. We can try. It's interesting that the store in between everything is closed. Oh, do we actually have something new here this time? Maybe. Doesn't appear to be. Oh, hey. I believe she must be in questioning at the moment. But... Oh, wait a minute. What is it, Iris? Well, if you examine the scene here very carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Guinea could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped. Oh my! Yes, but isn't the lock still on there? Why would you do something like that? That would only make her situation worse. Well, I mean, if she believes she's being set up no matter what. Calm down, Runo. I was only joking, of course. Oh. Yeah, I mean, worried there. Thought it was a great deduction or something. Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight your words carry. Oh, dear. I'm sorry. I suppose a lighthearted great detective is a contradiction in terms. Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would have just thrown his head back and guffawed. I've never heard that word before. It's not entirely, I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime. Okay, what else do I look at? Do I just need to start, like, presenting people shit? Oh, do we have any blood stains to match up with Sholmes' shit while we're here? This doesn't look bloody, but it could be bloody, maybe. Okay, no, we're looking at the fire. Never mind. Wait. He's been working on his disguises recently. He's been dressing as a woman, mainly. Is he dressing like that for a disguise, or...? Really? Mr. Sholmes dresses in woman's clothing. Yes, you see the lady in the photographic print on the mantelpiece? That's Hurley! And he got his picture. He's quite stunning. No, there's a chance he might just, you know, like it. For all the positives and negative implications that you take from that, consider that your mind speaking and not mine. Wait. The cat? Because it shells with various mementos. Hurley says Wacky is a memento too. Wait, wow. He tried really hard to get the little fellow to stay on those shells at first. But he had to give up in the end. Wacky just wouldn't keep still. Yes. Funny that. Definitely. What an unreasonable cat. I guess presenting this there, yeah, okay. Oh, my manuscripts. Mr. Sholmes said he deposited Windibanks, and he had. But it's so strange. What is it about this particular story? I worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it? I'm afraid I have no idea. All I can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I suppose. Oh, maybe. It's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines. Yeah. Maybe? I wish I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't. Just Start going through things one by one. Yeah, this is the only thing I can think of because, I mean, he rejected it before listening to it, so, but maybe he'll acknowledge it now? I don't know. Oh my goodness, it's different. Inspector, what do you make of this?
What do we have here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever piece of paper was on hand. This is the ticket for McGilda's overkill. The one that little diver turned up with yesterday.
No, this is for the box. Oh, actually, no, it's not.
Really? Think you know better than me, do you?
Well, I mean, it physically says stuff on it, so we have two of them, and, yeah. No, I didn't mean, Rena's right, Grexy. It isn't the same ticket.
Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. I never doubted you, your ladyship. So, what's this all about then? May I be bold, so bold as to ask?
This is a second ticket.
The second one, eh?
It seems that Mr. McGilda, in fact, had another article in storage here at Windibanks.
Is that right?
I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, good, because he's ever so easy to talk to.
Easiest. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilda's overcoat.
You mean to tell me?
Yeah, there's more than just the music box disc, it seems.
I should have insisted on the last taking it back to the yard and examine it properly.
Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilda deposited another article here with Mr. Windibank.
Yes, I can see it written here. A small box, was it?
Oh, do you have any idea where it is, Grexy? Any idea at all? It's also something that could have just been stolen. It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilda. It could be an important clue.
Yes. I suppose it could be.
Oh, no.
Please stop looking at me with this big turquoise eyes. I'm full of open expectation. Too much pressure. I'm losing my marbles. I'll go barking.
This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. Woof, woof.
That's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. That was one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it could have been bought. Oh yeah, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months. So the small box will no longer be in here then.
Oh, that's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale.
Yes, the shelves in the front. You must search them at once. You're wasting your time.
Oh?
A dozen little boxes out there. Hundreds even. You can't possibly know which one might have been McGilda. That information's not written on the ledger.
Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case.
Well, of course, your ladyship. Of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure.
This is getting old. It is. It's not that funny of a joke. Dong, 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 dong. Oh, okay, so that... Okay. I mean, that didn't really progress much outside of making him aware of it. I nearly jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Windibank set such a wicked trap? I doubt he set it to scare anyone. Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Keen another visit soon. Oh? Her trial's tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you'll be defending her. Officially, okay. Well, I mean, we're already past the official part of it, but still. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember, Runo? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that?
Yes, you did. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching. In that case, we had better hurry back to the prison and talk to Kina again. Which means there's probably not much point in us sticking around to try to search the place. Hello. How are you doing in here? The world closing in. Darkness slowly encroaching as the single candle lights and daylight through the crack in the window and... Oh, I don't know. Ah, Gina, good, you're back. Ah. Creak, creak, creak. I don't know if... I don't know if my chair's creaking is loud enough to get on there, but it's getting louder lately, so sorry. The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Guinea? Was it awful? You say it was smiling face. Huh? Oh, didn't bother me. Thank you for your papers that you signed before. We were able to investigate Windibanks. Oh, right. Do you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. Oh, that's the point in asking. Won't change what everyone's saying. That I did it. That's not... You know, we came to ask you for your final decision. What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you, or not? Ugh. We must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you. Right, I see. She really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. Don't you want to read the manuscript? Yeah, let's go over this first. Get her apprised on the situation before she makes any decisions. Oh, alright then. Blimey. Give it a rest with them eyes, Iris. Let's come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruhodo and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know now why you broke into Windibanks that night. Looks like I'm going to have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. And thrust it in Gina's face. Or could I present it to her calmly? I sure could. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the only thing that comes to mind. Found this in Mr. Windibank's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Huh? Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Windibanks showed no signs of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina? Who broke open the box containing the manuscript last night. We were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of Baskervilles was really, you were determined to find out whether or not the Hounds of Baskervilles was really there. And that's the reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Why don't you tell us what happened? Please. Yep. Alright, yeah, the Baskervilles story. It's the Lace and Cholmes Adventures, right? It ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gotta be worth a fair few pieces of silver, right? Oh, yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What? Wait. So, wait, Iris, how much do you get paid for it then? So you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you? No, Guinea, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I wasn't gonna sell it. All I wanted to do is find out if the manuscript, or whatever you call it, was really there or not. It's the only reason I was in there in the first place. For Iris's sake. Isn't that right? Oh my goodness, we keep cornering her mentally. We knew why you done it from the start, Gina. Of course. Oh, we knew why you done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. but... I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Guinea. I just knew it. When I saw that manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. Grumps do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, a lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Her showing doubt too probably motivated her a bit. Oh, Guinea, so sweet of you. Alright, alright. Tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. Okay, we're gonna... No, okay. Again. It wasn't because of Iris, that's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all. Yeah, you do seem to have a big thing about truth and lies and all that sort of fun stuff, so... You want to know if Mr. Sholmes is being honest? If he really deposited the manuscript at Windibanks? It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. Iris is a lot like, Iris is a lot into like mine. She got her dad, only she can't see him. I reckon that's gotta be harder. That's why she writes her stories. About her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night, when I was listening to what you were saying. Stories about Daddy. You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective, so much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful and so kind, Guinea. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? I hate all this chummy nonsense. Do you hear? I hate it. Yeah, I mean, I would actually be really just like, let me move on. I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you don't trust no one, no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, Scarpa. I mean, just because you're uncomfortable doesn't mean you need to reject friendship, right? Just try to define it more on your own terms, right? I didn't notice until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of the overcoat. Blood? Are some very suspicious red stains. What? What are you looking at me like that for? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Gina now. Got it. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. But blood, Mr. Naruto? You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though, so could it be the blood splattered from Mr. Windibank when he was shot last night? Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. Huh? Take it easy, Iris. Uh-oh. Just point. Don't move, Guinea. I'm going to shoot. Oh, that's all the fuck over the place. Oh. Oh my! What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. The black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why I haven't seen them until now. You got quite a fashion statement there now, Gina. And the blood has reacted with the chemical to turn a purple color. Which matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Yes, now, let's see. Who had the purple blood? Aha, yes, it was the brickmaster, Mr. Mason. The victim of the murder case 2 months ago. Which means it had to be fresh blood when this thing was pawned off. Oh my goodness. I knew it. What are you all about? The victim? What do you mean? Yeah, we're gonna have to admit some of the gilded things in order to get you off. And you're probably gonna have to be the one to testify to that. And we're have to bring in the driver, maybe, or... It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruto, but I think this makes things quite clear about a different case and not this one. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the Brickmaster, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oh! Will someone explain what's going on? Stop telling half the story. Okay. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. Miyagyota's overkill. In the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Lots of flashbacks. Okay. It's sort of a shame. I'm not saying, like, he shouldn't be the killer, but at the same time, it would be way more interesting if he, like, put all that... I just feel like it would be a really interesting sort of, like, story concept. For, like, you have someone who basically tried to rig a trial like that with fake evidence and stuff like that, but, like, he didn't do it. He just, like, was powerful enough to do it because he wanted to be sure. Like, that would be legitimately a really interesting concept. If you look at that overcoat now, it's clear. Sayings couldn't have arisen from Mr. Miyagota trying to pull the victim to his feet. No, if that's what had really happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over Miyagota's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I've tried to run for the truth for long enough. But there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, Magnus Miyagyotin. Again, sort of a shame, because it would have been a more interesting... I think it would have been a more interesting tale for the other way. Mr. Naruto, that horrible case is solved at last. And I hope the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I let that happen? Naruto, did he believe him, though? Did he believe Mr. Miyagota was innocent? I believed, or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is the defense lawyer's greatest weapon. Yes. Just as I said then, I completely agree with that sentiment. Obviously, it's not as black and white. It's just like, if both sides believe, the truth will come out and justice will prevail one way or the other in either direction, based on the reality of the truth by having two strong advocates. But I think that is the nature of the underlying point of the legal system in that sense, that you have two strong advocates for both sides, both making the best cases for their side, and ultimately, the more likely reality, the truth will come out in those ideas, right? Because if you give too much credence to one side, then you don't explore both possibilities. You're basically giving a presumption of innocence or guilt either direction if you don't have both sides being passionate advocates, right? A weapon? Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We cannot know for... I have no idea what voice I gave him, FYI. We cannot know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That is all we really have. Unwavering belief. Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's funny, Ina? Oh, sounds like in the Senpai Japan you come from. Everyone must be so soft. Well, come on. Look at the mess you've gotten into, believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. Well, at least you've learned your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let your guard down, you'll hide it. Take a leave out of my book. Leave no one. Get hurt by no one. Kina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? Which I haven't asked about yet. How many times I have to say it? Rip them up and chuck them away. Are you really sure that's what you want? But that's what you want and all now. Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? Are you telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. A lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Kina after everything that's happened. I mean, it allows me to choose the other one. Like, I am legitimately curious just what will happen if I select that. Will, like... I want to pick the other one, but what choice do I really have here? I have to believe... Okay. Although I can hardly believe myself that I'm making this choice in spite of everything. Let's just put it down to one of life's little curiosities. Ina? Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm gonna load because if I'm gonna give an answer, I'm gonna give the one I want to give. Ina, let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Half-baked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo. Didn't you hear of what I said before? I'm a born liar. Fibs just trip off me like the tongue. I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you in all sorts of trouble. I don't know. I feel like she'd be willing to lie, but I feel like she'd be willing to lie for very specific reasons. And if she was trying to lie, and she'd be willing to lie to very specific people. How would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Kina? I do understand why you chose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there is more to life, this life that you yet realize. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. Huh? It's true that I'm just a student of the law, and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side. What did you expect me to say to that? Aww. Then it's decided. I'll take this paper now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's just been penned with your name so beautifully. You're like... You're some lots of... I don't know what you are, I don't get you. Kina's taking herself off to the back of her cell. She never admitted, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out alright in the end, I think. I hope. Who's ever hiding there? Show yourself at once. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice. Mrs. Otto? Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Wait, what? Somebody who wasn't there before. Wait, what? I'm gonna guess Herlock or the guy. Blimey, you're sharp, eh? Oh, this guy. I suppose you are using one of those mystic Japanese arts. Like the arts of stealth I've heard so much about. If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Crexy? Oh, tell me. I'm most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you. How long have you been listening in on our conversation? Oh, good grief. Listening in? No. I just got word there were some visitors who were refusing to leave, even though it was after hours. I assure you, your ladyship, I only just arrived the very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is. Nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours? Is it that late already? So then, I'll excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, cheerio, all the best. Bye. That's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. Oh, but I wanted to have a chat. I'm terribly sorry, but time isn't pressing at the minute. Oh, I see. That's a shame. If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with zombies, Lord Strongheart will, Emergency? Lord Strongheart? Nothing, forget I said anything. Anyway, I'm off. Alright, Grexy, if you have to, but let's chat soon. Ah, delighted. John, that way. To be pleased, my pleasure. Okay, that's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere. Sounds like a paycheck's on the line. Grexy's so funny. He says such silly things. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police falling to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. I'm going to go ahead and say that because I know this is a duology, I'm going to guess this emergency is going to be relevant for next game, not this game. I must attend to the court clerk's office now before it closes, then. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Otto. Kindly escort Iris home now, Miss Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later. I will do that. Good thing we're all in walking distance. And so our investigation came to an end. So Hassan went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Suzato-san would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Yeah, that is a shame. Oh, are we going to talk about it? Naruhodo-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Suzato-san? Today has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before our eyes, Gina was arrested. On the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm, and yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task? No, I don't want to talk about it. I want to save that for last. It's just been 2 months since we arrived in London. But we've managed to establish this office. I was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I'd be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm so sorry, Suzato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? Seems to me, there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets. And like a jewel, light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we only see a small number of those total facets. And what is illuminated is only part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on, for as long as that we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it'll all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated. And I'll finally understand how everything fits together. Naruto-san. I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think it's just been 2 months. We've grown so much. Sorry? I've what? Oh, no, it was nothing. Unimportant. Aw. That was a nice look of hers. Do you know what time you'll leave for London in the morning? Yes, I picked my ticket up earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. Oh, I see. Well, I will escort you to the station then. Absolutely not. Sorry? I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. Understandable. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgotten. Please, I want you to have this. What is that? Some huge bundle of documents. It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. Oh, the murder that was committed on the omnibus. Ah, let me go to case. Seems to me that this case of Mr. Windibank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about that case for you. Everything else she's had to think about. Suzato-san still managed to do this. And all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. And I can only hope that it'll bolster your case for tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Suzato-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But you have no one to compare to. I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. Aw, no, you've been great. If you were a complete failure, we wouldn't have even won one case by now. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruto-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. Suzato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's something I need to say. Yeah. And then the floor broke out and he fell into Mr. Sholmes' suite. What was that? A secret technique of mine. This is auto shutdown. Shutdown. Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Oh. Oh. It's not a son. Turn that frown upside down. Oh wait, she did. It had been truly a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Keenan to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted, yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes. And as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Are we gonna get it to be continued? To be continued. Nope. Okay. I was definitely expecting it to be continued. Oh, the hospital. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to have been acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. My dear madam. Oh. What? Wait, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. What can you put in place? You're going back to... Oh, there's the to be continued. Okay. Oh, this is going to fuck with my head for a while, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely saved. Part of it is like, I know this is a duology, so I don't know how many of these strands they're setting up are for later versus for this upcoming case. So it's hard to speculate entirely without a feeling of like I'm going to a conclusion entirely. So I think I'll leave it there. And I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.